Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2. And today I'm going to be giving you part 16 of What If Naruto Was a Vampire. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also go ahead and check out the new episode of What If Naruto Was Neglected by Everyone that I posted over on Anime King. And also stay in tune because after that I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto Had Multiple People Sealed Inside of Him. And later on this channel I'm going to be posting What If Aizuna Uchiha Was Naruto's Ancestor. So stay in tune for that as well and I hope you guys enjoy. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time hearing my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support guys. And remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying and talking back to all of you. So yeah, without further ado guys, let's get straight into this new episode. Start the intro.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their
So the last time we left off, Orochimaru placed something on Naruto's back, as he was taking the pummeling and the beating, just to place that on Naruto, as Naruto went on his full assault, as Kabuto tried to wipe his blood on Tsunade for her to get her phobia, but over the past week, Naruto has gotten her over that, as Kabuto was beaten to an inch of his life, till he had to pull out a black pill. A fourth pill that he has to take, so he would have enough strength to even stand. But after this, he would have to rest for months, as his body will be completely useless. As he quickly rushed to Orochimaru's aid, the Sound Four then arrived, as they create a distraction as Orochimaru allowed Kabuto to summon a snake. As they jumped on the snake and they all start to get away, Naruto tried to chase after them, but the Sound Four Kimimaro fired arrows after him. Eventually the group got away, as Naruto went into a fit of rage, but Tsunade and the others calmed him down. After that, some days passed, as the group will be heading back to Konoha, but Naruto decided that it was time for him to save Yugito, as Tsunade and Jiraiya woke up the next morning, along with Shizune. Jiraiya was over their room in an instant as he showed them a note that Naruto left behind, as Naruto said that he's going to Kumo to rescue someone. As Tsunade was beyond pissed, this boy was going to get her in a war, the first day as she became Hokage. Meanwhile, Naruto headed to Kumo, as he transformed into Orochimaru, as he summoned clones over the village. The clones created distraction, allowed chaos, as Naruto went to the prison, as he freed Yugito and knocked her out. He didn't have time for her to hustle or anything, and he didn't want to break his Orochimaru disguise. As the Raikage had to save his village, so in the end Naruto got away. Yugito then woke up, as she was surprised to see Naruto was there. As she couldn't believe it, he came to save her, as Naruto told her that he's going to bring her back to Konoha. The next day, she was on Naruto's back as he was running, as she couldn't believe how fast he was, as he ran from Kumo to the land of Frost border in a couple of hours, as she couldn't believe how fast he was. So they were nearing the fire border. Naruto saw Tsunade and Jiraiya and Shizune. As he saw Tsunade running towards him, he then noticed that her hand was glowing with chakra. So yeah guys, that was basically the last spot we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself, so let's start this new episode. Yugito watching horror as Naruto was sent sailing as he crashed into a giant boulder. Tsunade then went and pounded on the boy, as Yugito looked at Jiraiya and the others to see them showing no affection of worrying about the boy's safety. Excuse me, she said, as they turned towards her. Aren't we supposed to help him? She asked. He'll be fine, said Jiraiya. Isn't that Lady Tsunade? Asked Yugito. Yeah, she is, said Shizune. I heard about her strength. And right now I can feel that she's not holding back. He will not be fine. Enough, said Naruto as he grabbed Tsunade's arm and pushed her back. Enough, she said as she grasped her fist. As Naruto held up his hand in defense. I disguised myself as Orochimaru, trust me. No one is going to know that I entered the village. But Yugito wasn't focused on him talking. She noticed his eyes swollen and blood coming from his mouth and his nose. But in an instant, all of that was gone. He was healed completely. Nibi, is the Nine-Tail really that powerful? Yugito asked. Huh? Said Nibi. Well, how did he heal so quickly? Something is strange about this boy. Because that wasn't a Nine-Tail regeneration ability. I don't know how did he heal so fast. Perhaps he has a bloodline to make you heal faster or something. Huh, he's really strange indeed. Perhaps you should get to know more about him. Huh? Said Yugito. Well, he did rescue you. What's that supposed to mean? Said Yugito. Well, you know how the movies go, said Nibi. The boy rescued the girl. She then fall madly in love with him. As they have 2 children, a boy and a girl, and they live their life happily ever after. Huh. Well, this is not a movie. This is a ninja world, said Yugito. And things like that, happily ever after, is a never in this world. But perhaps I'll ask him, she said. But not now. As Naruto started to speak again, she also has a 2-tailed Nibi inside of her. A great asset to the village, even though you cannot make her use her power, seeing that someone might find out. But she can still go on mission. Wait, you cannot send her a certain place, seeing that a Kumo ninja might see her. As Tsunade was glaring at Naruto dangerously. Well, I guess there's a little bit of difficulty. Difficulty? Now you're realizing that? How stupid you are, asked Tsunade. You know, this can cause a war, she said. As Naruto looked at her, as his face turned serious. I know. But you should know, the Raikage was the one who started this. The village didn't have a Hokage, so they couldn't do anything against him. The village was in not a stable place. After all, he tried to kidnap me and take me and the Uchiha. But luckily, we were able to hold him off. And that girl right there, if it wasn't for her, I would have been taken by Kumo. Well, I doubt Eva would allow that, Naruto thought. But he wasn't going to tell Tsunade that. And you would have probably never gained back this will of fire, the hope to return back to the village and become the Hokage. And you would have probably been in a bar right now, drinking. So I suggest that you don't be so angry at her. Because she changed a lot of things, said Naruto. Tsunade turned and she looked at Yugito. As Yugito looked back at her, Tsunade walked up to her. How do you feel about this? Tsunade asked. You will never be able to contact or see your friends again. None of your friends from Kumo can know that you're in Konoha. I realized that a long time back, and I accepted, she said. Anyways, if I go back there, I will be killed. Seeing that he wants to remove Nibi from me just because I protected Naruto. As Tsunade sighed, fine, she said. Alright, let's get out of here. As Naruto smiled, thank you, he said. Don't thank me, said Tsunade, because when we get back, I'm going to give you D-rank missions until you cry. As Naruto looked at her with a horrified face, as she chuckled to herself as the others chuckled as well as they saw his expression. Time skip. What? Said Eva. Yes, she's gonna be living with us from now on, said Naruto, as Yugito was standing with him in the house. You went on a mission to find Tsunade, but instead you pick up this tramp? Hey, who are you calling a tramp? Said Yugito. You, said Eva, as Naruto stepped in the middle. Easy girls, he said. Eva, don't say that. You know that she's not a tramp. And she's a nice girl. What? She was one of them who attacked you in that forest. Well, she was also the one who saved me. As Eva snorted, who knows, this just might be a plan that she and that 2-tailed mouse inside of her conducted so they can get back on the good side of the Raikage. That bitch, said Nibi. Yugito, let me out, let me rip her to pieces. She's not a mouse, said Yugito. Huh? Said Eva. Well, Naruto told me that she is, said Eva. What? I didn't tell you that. I told you that she was a 2-tailed cat. Huh, I guess I must be hearing wrong. Well, I don't want you here, Eva said. Huh? And why is that, Naruto asked. I just don't, Eva said, as she turned away, as Naruto walked over to her, as he saw the sad look on Yugito's face. Eva, can we talk, he said. About what? Yugito, I'll be right back, he said, as he brought Eva outside. Why are you being so harsh to her? I just don't want her here, said Eva. Eva, you got to understand. I was the one who rescued her. I take full responsibility. And I don't want to see her suffer in this village just because I tried to do something nice. Back at her home, she was going to be executed. So I don't want her to come here and feel like she's in that same situation. So please, just give her a chance. As Eva grunted, fine, she said. But if she touch any of my stuff, I'm gonna bite her. Alright, said Naruto, I'll tell her to not touch any of your stuff. As they enter back the house to see Yugito sitting on the couch, as she had a brush and a mirror, as she was fixing her hair, as Eva, eyes narrowed dangerously, as Yugito felt the killing intent as she turned to see Eva glaring at her. As Eva stepped forward, is that my hairbrush? And my mirror? You little bitch. As Naruto felt the tense atmosphere. This is gonna be stressful, he said. Later that night, Sasuke was currently sitting, as he had his head rested on the tree. He then felt something to his right. As he got up quickly, a swift kick kicked him right in the face, knocking him off the tree, as he landed in a small clearing, seeing that he was in the forest. Some sticky substance shot right in his chest, as he slammed against a tree as it pinned him down. Sasuke saw 4 people appear in front of him. Who the hell are you, Sasuke said, as he tried to remove this sticky substance. Huh, Uchiha. The lucky thing that you are out here so we don't have to search in the village for you. Risking ourselves to get caught for your worthless ass. What did you just say, said Sasuke. Be quiet, Uchiha. I asked you a question. Who are you, Sasuke asked. As the 4 people stepped into the light. As it was a sound 4. Huh, this is the pipsqueak? This whose Lord Orochimaru said he's gonna be special? Orochimaru, said Sasuke. You know we have to follow his orders, said Jirobo. Shut up, fat pig, said Teiwaya. What's your language, said Jirobo. Huh? Do you think you're the boss of me, said Teiwaya. Would you two be quiet, said Seikon. Now, Uchiha, do you know why we're here? Did Orochimaru send you, asked Sasuke, about this mark on my neck? Well, that's part right. But we're here to bring you to Lord Orochi. I accept, said Sasuke. Huh? Said Kidamaru. I said I accept. Now remove these things from me and let us go. That easy, huh? Said Teiwaya. I am done with this stupid village. There's nothing else left here for me. It's not training me or teaching me how to get stronger. So I'm leaving. As Sasuke lowered his head, every time, he always lose, not gaining any power. What is the point of this village anyway? The words then echo in his mind that Itachi told him. How to gain those eyes of his, the Mangekyo Sharingan. You have to kill someone close to you. But Sasuke realized, the state he's in right now, he couldn't beat Naruto. So it's better he just leave the village. Ah, you spoiled the fun part, said Teiwaya, snapping him out of his thoughts. What fun part? Asked Sasuke. Well, we were going to show you that we're superior to you, by beating crap out of you, she said. Well, it looked like we don't have to do that, said Jirobo. As he kneeled down and ripped off all the sticky substance off of Sasuke. As Sasuke picked up himself. When do we leave, he asked. As soon as you're ready, said Seikon. Alright, I'm gonna get my stuff. And then, I'll meet you guys at the entrance, at the west gate. Alright, Uchiha. Huh, I guess these were easier than we thought, said Kidamaru. And with that, all of them disappeared in a flash. Meanwhile, Sakura and Ino was out, as the both of them were having a girls' night out, enjoying themselves, as they were sitting down at the ice cream bar, as the both of them had the ice cream cone in their hand. As Ino saw Sakura was spaced out. Hey Sakura, what's wrong? She said. Nothing, I just have a bad feeling about tonight. Well, it's getting late. Shall we go? Yeah, sure, said Sakura. As she got up, she didn't know where these feelings come from, but she felt like something bad was going to happen. Something terrible. As the both of them got up and started to walk away. As Sakura saw Sasuke, as she wondered what he was doing out this late. She was having a girls' night out, that is why she was out this late. She never usually sees Sasuke out this time, he was always home. Sasuke, she said. Where? Said Ino. As the both of them rushed over to him. Ino noticed his backpack, but Sakura was too busy, as she didn't even see the grim look on his face. Sasuke, where are you going? Asked Ino as she approached him. As Sasuke looked at her. Ino, I suggest that you leave, he said. As he then looked up at Sakura. Sakura, we're friends, right? Of course, she said. Sakura, you have helped me a lot. And we have become close, even though I hate to admit it. Huh? Why? She asked. Because what I'm about to do is gonna taint my soul. But I need power. What are you talking about? Asked Sakura. As Ino narrowed her eyes at Sasuke. As Ino eyes went wide as he started going through hand sign. Sakura, run! Ino said. But Sakura didn't think that Sasuke would ever hurt her. But she was deadly wrong. As Sasuke hand started to crackle with lightning. As he disappeared in a flash, Ino looked around. She then heard an impact. As she looked back over to a sight that made her blood run cold. As Sasuke had his hand through Sakura's chest, as he was looking her directly in the eyes, the Sharingan activated. And his eyes then started to change, but Ino wasn't focusing on that. As his eyes were changing, they were spinning. As Ino didn't see it, but Sasuke awakened his Mangeto Sharingan. As Sasuke felt a boost of power run through his body, as a tear slipped from his eye and ran down. As he gently placed Sakura down, he then turned and looked at Ino. Ino looked at him. So much fear built over her body, even though her best friend just got struck down. She ran. The only thing she could do was run, as she ran screaming. But she didn't make it too far as Sasuke appeared in front of her. As he punched her right in the stomach, knocking the air out of her, as she collapsed unconscious. He picked her up and threw her over his shoulder, as he placed her on the bench. As he looked back down at Sakura's body. He then took off his headband, as he threw it on the ground. I am no longer a part of Konoha, he said, as tears were still leaking from his eyes. He had to do it. He had to gain power, even if it meant sacrificing his friends. As he then turned and didn't look back as he kept on walking. The next morning, Naruto slowly opened his eyes as he felt a weight over him. As he wondered what's so heavy that's on him. The situation was weird last night, as he wanted to give the two girls the bed, but Yugito said that she wouldn't impose, as she took a futon and she slept on the ground. As Eva said that she would sleep in the bed with Naruto. Naruto didn't find anything weird about that, so he allowed her, as she usually sleep with him anyways, and just rest her head on his shoulder. But today it was twice as heavy Naruto thought, as he opened his eyes fully to see Yugito and Eva, both of their heads resting on his chest, as a blush came on Naruto's face, as he could see Yugito's cleavage, as he was unaware of the side effect of a man waking up so early in the morning. And yeah, most of you already know that side effect. As Eva pushed her leg, as she felt something poke her. What's that? She wondered as she slowly opened her eyes. As her eyes went wide. My, Naruto, she said, as Naruto looked at her and then looked down. He quickly jumped out of the bed, waking up Yugito as he rushed to the bathroom. What just happened? Asked a sleepy Yugito as she rubbed her eyes. What? What are you doing here? Asked Eva. I thought you said you were going to sleep on the ground. Wait, how did I get here? Asked Yugito. Oh, I probably sleepwalked. I do that sometimes, she said. As Naruto came out of the bathroom a little later, as he saw both girls looking at each other with dead glares. Both of them don't really seem to be getting along. I'll have to make the both of them become friends, he thought. As Naruto then heard someone pounding on his door. As he rushed over to open it, as he saw a frightened Shikamaru there. Hokage's office. Now, Shikamaru said as he ran off without saying anything else. What the hell? Said Naruto. As he took his time putting on his clothes. Hey, where are you going? I thought you were going to show me around the village today, Yugito asked. Sorry about that, I have a meeting today. Eva, Naruto said. Oh hell no, said Eva. Come on, please. Please, Naruto said as he gave her the puppy dog eyes. Damn it, cannot resist, said Eva. Alright, fine, I'll do it. You better not slow me down, wench. Who are you calling a wench? Girls, please, for my sake, Naruto said, as he gave the both of them puppy dog eyes. Settle down, okay? Sometime later, Naruto finally opened the door as he arrived at the Hokage's office. Ah, Tsunade! How is this possible? You just came back yesterday, he said. Well, I'm not Hokage yet, she said. But Naruto, there is some gruesome news. I still haven't been fully announced to the people of the village that I'm Hokage yet, but I have taken up the roles. What is the gruesome news, Naruto asked. He then noticed a crying Ino as she was in the corner. Other than that, there was Kiba, Neji. As Naruto glared at Neji, as he still haven't forgiven Neji for what he did to Hinata. As Naruto had talked to Hinata while she was in the hospital, as she told him to please forgive Neji. Even though he tried to kill her, he was still her family, and she didn't hate him. Shikamaru was there as well, along with Choji. Hey, what's going on? Said Naruto. As Naruto saw Ino start to cry even more. I'm afraid last night, Sasuke Uchiha left the village. As Naruto's eyes went wide, but the next part he heard shocked him. But when he was leaving, he killed Sakura Haruno. As Naruto's mind froze for a second, as he went blank. Even though she was annoying most times, and always getting on his nerves, she was still on Team 7 and a member of his team, and he didn't hate her to that extent. He wouldn't let her die, as he couldn't believe what he was hearing. And Sasuke did this? Naruto looked at Tsunade. Is this a joke? He asked. I'm afraid it's not, she said. I'm very sorry. As Naruto looked towards the window, he then walked towards the window as he spoke. As he was talking to Ino, but he was looking at her. Did you see this? Naruto asked. Ino, he said, as she finally looked at him, as he was looking through the window. Yes, she said. He stabbed her right through her heart, with his hand covered in lightning, as she went back to crying. Where is Kakashi? Naruto asked. He's out on a mission, said Tsunade. Why have you assembled these guys here? Naruto asked. As Tsunade noticed his tone has changed. It was no longer jokey or anything. It was cold and stern. Because I want you and these guys to go and retrieve Sasuke and let him pay his punishment for his crimes. As Naruto then looked towards the door, as he started to walk off. He then stopped right at the door. And if he dies on this mission, he said, well, if he does, I'm afraid that is for his breaking the village rules and leaving and killing one of his comrades. As Naruto turned and looked at the group, you guys meet me at the gate in 15 minutes. Don't be late. As he headed through the door, as everyone was just stunned. Wasn't Shikamaru supposed to be the leader? Asked Kiba. As Shikamaru looked at Tsunade. Well, she said, I haven't caught up with anything yet, or about your ranks and your skills or anything like that. So, just make Naruto lead this mission, okay? As all of them nodded. You're now dismissed, she said, as all of them headed off. 15 minutes later, Naruto was at the gate as the group was assembled. We're going to go and get Sasuke, Naruto said, as his tone was so void of all emotions, as Naruto was having an inner struggle with himself right now. as he couldn't believe Sasuke could do this, yet alone kill Sakura. How could he do that? That girl idolized him, she loved him, and he stabbed her right through the heart. Naruto, said a voice, as Naruto saw Lee in crutches and his leg bandaged. As Lee walked up to them, I'm coming, he said. As Naruto looked at Lee, you're still injured, Lee, you can't come. After what the Uchiha did, he must pay, said Lee as he clenched his fist. As all of them noticed that Lee didn't call Sasuke, he called him Uchiha. You can see how angry he is and hurt, as his face was stained with tears. Naruto looked over at Lee. Lee, right now your emotions are clouding your judgment, and I can't afford to have that on my team. So no, you're not coming with us. As Naruto then turned back to the team, move out, he said, as all of them vanished. As Lee dropped to his knees and started to cry. Sakura, he screamed out. Meanwhile, Sun Forward Sasuke was going through the forest at top speed. As Seikon then stopped. Alright, we're far enough, he said. What's going on at Sasuke? Well, to make your curse mark reach level 2, you must take these pills. As Sasuke took the pills, what are these for, he asked. Well, they're gonna basically put you in a death state, said Jirobo. We're gonna place you in a coffin. What? Sasuke said. Don't worry, dumbass, you will survive. If you're strong enough, said Teiwaya. As Kidomaru chuckled. As Sasuke looked at them, you want me to take these pills that can kill me? Remember, Uchiha, Orochimaru see you as a prize. Trust me, if you were going to die, he wouldn't have suggested this. So go ahead and take them. As they got ready for the coffin, Sasuke took the pills as he instantly dropped on his knees. As he started writhing in pain and agony, they quickly went through handstand as they sealed him inside the coffin, as the group was a success. Kidomaru then sensed one of his traps went off. It seems that we're being chased. You guys go ahead, said Jirobo. I'll handle this, whoever is chasing us. As he started to spread out his senses. From what I can feel, they're moving fast, but they're nothing but weaklings. Little did he know that Naruto could cut off the Kyuubi's chakra completely and not make anyone sense it. Don't die, fatso. Aw, you care about me, said Jirobo. Not in the slightest, said Teiwaya. Because you should carry this shit, she said, as she pointed at the coffin. As Jirobo sighed, just get out of here, he said, as the group headed off. As Jirobo stood there waiting for his opponents, as a big smile came to his face, as the group arrived, as they landed. Hello kids, he said. And you're not going to be passing here, so it's best that all of you just drop dead. I'll handle this, said Choji, as he turned his body into a ball and rushed forward. But Jirobo caught him and lifted him in the air and threw him up. But Choji started to spin as he came back down with a boom. But Jirobo caught him and thrust him into a tree. As Choji was knocked hard, Choji, said Shikamaru as he rushed over there. Passing Fang, said Kiba, as he spiraled towards Jirobo. But Jirobo quickly stepped in the ground as a large rock exploded. As Kiba was slammed back, Choji picked up himself. I'll hold this guy off, he said. You guys go ahead. Are you insane, said Shikamaru. Naruto, tell him he can't do this, said Shikamaru, as Naruto was just standing there, looking off into the forest. He wasn't even moving, as Neji had an eye on Naruto, wondering what's going on in his mind right now. Naruto then heard Shikamaru's voice as he turned. Choji, hold him off. Rest of you, let's go. Talking out your plan so loudly, do you really think that I'll let you pass, said Jirobo, as he rushed towards him. But Choji crashed right into him, stopping him in his momentum. Go on, Choji said, as the group shot past. As Shikamaru looked at his friend. Shikamaru, that's an order, said Naruto. Shikamaru growled, but he turned. Don't die, Choji, he said, as the group headed off. As Naruto was running, Kurama felt something strange. But he looked around as he didn't see anything, as he shrugged it off like it was nothing. They're still behind us, said Teiwaya. That fat pig, he didn't stall them. Huh, I knew that he would waste our time, she said. Alright, you guys go ahead, said Kidomaru as he stopped. What? Said Seikon. I'll handle them. Seeing that Jorobo wasn't able to. And when we get him back, I'm gonna make you beat him to an inch of his life, Teiwaya. Teiwaya smirked. No, that's what we're talking about, she said. Alright, go on ahead, he said. As the both of them nodded and jumped off with the coffin. As he waited, as the group landed in front of them. As Naruto looked at Kidomaru. Huh, I remember you, said Kidomaru. I put an arrow through you. Meanwhile, in Naruto's mindscape, Kurama could feel something else, but he didn't know what it is. As he looked around, what is this feeling, he said, as he shrugged it off again. As Neji then stepped forward. I'll handle this one, said Neji. Are you sure, said Kiba. We don't even know his strength and his weaknesses. Don't worry, I'll handle this. If Neji said he has it, then he has it. Let's go. Naruto, you can't just be leaving me behind like that, said Shikamaru. Naruto turned and glared at Shikamaru. I am the leader of this mission, and that's an order, so let's go. I'll be fine, Shikamaru, said Neji. You guys go ahead. Kidomaru smirked. Huh, funny. Do you really think that I'm gonna let them leave? As he pointed 3 arrows at them. But Neji jumped in front of the group. Rotation, he said, as he knocked away all of them. As Neji then sent a palm strike towards Kidomaru, as it destroyed the tree that he was on. With that, the group pushed off with top speed. What the hell? Said Seikon. It seems like these guys are not giving up. What is happening to our comrades? Said Teiwaya. Are they being killed so easily? I doubt it. Perhaps one of them is behind fighting one of the others. Alright. With my monsters, I should be able to handle the 3 of them that are coming. So you can go ahead. Are you sure about this? Don't worry, we're gonna go back to Orochimaru hideout once we're done. Go on ahead, Orochimaru is expecting this right now. As he nodded and jumped off. When they arrived, she stood there with a smirk on her face. I don't know how you got past Robo, that fat pig, or the spider freak, but you're not getting past me. Naruto looked at the group. One of you hold her off, he said, as he then jumped away, as he was heading straight towards her, as both Shikamaru and Kiba looked at each other. As Shikamaru then sighed. Go ahead. Always me fighting a girl, he thought. I'll handle this one. Are you sure? Kiba asked, as Shikamaru nodded. Teiwaya smirked as she brought up her flute, as she was about to play it to stop Naruto, but he looked her dead in the eyes, and she didn't know why. She never felt this feeling before. The only person that was close enough to make her feel this way was Orochimaru, but she felt like she was being boiled alive while dipped in cold water at the same time, while being stabbed through all area. It was like she was witnessing her own death by looking into this boy's eyes. As Naruto passed her and she didn't even attack, as Kiba passed behind her as well, as Seikon was the last one, as both Kiba and Naruto was moving at top speed. As Kiba narrowed his eyes at Naruto, he wasn't talking that much. Naruto usually talk or say something, but now he was just to himself. As he remembered Sakura, she was on his team. That must have really messed him up. As Kiba watched Naruto speed through hand sign, as he released a huge, massive flame, as it teared through the entire place, burning through the trees. Seikon had to jump below, as he had to stop. That was enough time for Naruto and Kiba to appear in front of him. Huh, we got you, Kiba said. Now hand over that coffin so the Uchiha can pay for his crimes against the village. Huh, you got me. But don't think that you can get this from me, said Seikon. As Naruto looked at him without saying a word. Have nothing to say, big guy, asked Seikon. As before any of them could do or say anything else, someone landed behind Seikon. I suggest you give me that now. As Seikon turned as he remembered the familiar voice. Kimimaro, he said. Lord Orochimaru sent me to receive the coffin. Now hand it over. Of course, Kimimaro-sama, said Seikon, as he gave Kimimaro the coffin. Now hold these two off. while I deliver this to my master. Of course, he said, as Kimimaro shot past Naruto in top speed, not even paying attention to Naruto, thinking that he was on his level. But this was all a trick. As Kiba looked at Seikon, hey Naruto, you go ahead, I'll handle. But Seikon appeared in front of the both of them with top speed. I won't fail either Kimimaro or Orochimaru. But before he could strike Naruto, Naruto appeared in front of him and grabbed his fist. As Naruto slammed his hand in Seikon's stomach, Seikon got the wind knocked out of him, as his brother extended a hand from Seikon's shoulder, trying to punch Naruto, but Naruto already jumped off the branch. Kiba, handle him, Naruto said. I'll go after the other one, as he dashed off. Kimimaro smirked as Naruto was right behind him, as Kimimaro kept on running and running and running. He then jumped down in a clearing. So, Naruto Uzumaki, you finally caught up with me. You know me, said Naruto. Of course I do. My masters speak of you highly. That is why he knew that you would come after the Uchiha. And right now, we have you right where we want you. Yes, we do, said a voice, as Naruto's eyes snapped open when he recognized a very familiar voice. Ah, Naruto, it's good to see you again, said Orochimaru, as he stepped out of the clearing. As Naruto sensed multiple chakra signatures around him, all of them surrounding him. This time, I came prepared, unlike last time. And I will have you as my test subject, and I will find out what makes you tick. What, have nothing to say? Asked Orochimaru, as Soul ninjas appear all around Naruto, surrounding him in a circle. As Naruto looked at Orochimaru, Orochimaru, he said, all the Soul ninjas felt a pulse of pure darkness. It was like someone was reaching into their chest and removing their heart piece by piece. You picked the wrong day to appear and show your face. As Naruto's head was down as his hair was shadowing his eyes, as Kurama was inside his mindscape, Kurama was then blasted back by pure darkness, as this power is even more foul than his own, and dangerous and dark, as this darkness far surpassed his. As Kurama always have an aura of darkness, but this is something beyond what he has. In the real world, Naruto lifted up his head. Instead of his eyes being red, they were black. Black as night. Meanwhile, at Konoha, Eva looked towards the left. What is this feeling I'm feeling, she said. Hey, lazy ass, are you coming, said Yugito. Be quiet, Eva said. Is something wrong? She wondered to herself. But guys, it'll be end episode right here. If you want the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn that bell notification stay posted. Remember to share all of your friends in your social media platform. But for now guys, I'm out of here. Peace.